In the heart of a city that pulsed with the rhythm of life, a boy named Leo wandered through the streets, his heart heavy with the weight of unrequited love. He had poured his soul into melodies, crafting songs that echoed his pain, but they remained unheard, lost in the cacophony of the world. One fateful evening, as he sat beneath the neon glow of a forgotten alley, a strange phenomenon occurred. A storm brewed overhead, unleashing a torrent of radioactive sound waves that enveloped him. As the waves coursed through his body, Leo felt a transformation. The pain in his heart began to morph into a powerful energy, resonating deep within him. Imagine waiting and waiting for someone who never seems to show up. That's Ellicott in the rhythm of longing for connection, feeling a bit lost in a world that sometimes feels too loud. But hold on to your hats, because things are about to change. Before things took a turn for Eli, life was more about waiting than living. He spent most of his days waiting for his dad, who had promised to visit but never quite made it home. His mom was always working hard, leaving Eli often alone with his thoughts, feeling like he was in a bit of a void. School wasn't much better. Teachers labeled him as troubled, and while he saw his classmates laughing and connecting, it felt like he was watching a movie from behind a glass. His grandpa, a wise and kind soul, would often tell him, "Life's a tapestry, elly woven with light and shadow." Grandpa had seen a lot in his days, but young Eli couldn't see beyond the shadows. Everything changed one fateful evening when a mysterious storm swept through Eli's small town. Picture this. Dark clouds rolled in, and out of nowhere came these weird, almost magical sound waves that engulfed Eli. At first it felt overwhelming, but suddenly something clicked. What had once been his pain began to morph into an incredible sense of power. He realized he had a gift. Eli discovered he could heal others through music. As he strummed his guitar, he found that his melodies could mend broken spirits. And guess what? Fans started flocking to him. People were drawn to the enchanting songs that not only soothed their sorrows, but also ignited a spark of hope. But with great power comes not just great responsibility, but some serious darkness too. Shadowy beings started to creep in, feeding off despair, and they wanted to consume Eli's gift. Can you imagine? Just when Eli was starting to shine, these creatures began lurking in the shadows, ready to snatch away his joy. Eli faced a huge challenge. Could he harness his newfound powers to protect both himself and others? He battled with fear and uncertainty, wondering if he was truly ready for what lay ahead. Fast forward to our climax. Eli was determined not to let these dark entities win. He was all fired up, ready to face whatever came his way. As he stepped onto the stage one night, with a crowd buzzing with anticipation, the atmosphere shifted, the darkness thickened, and Eli knew this was it, the showdown. With every strum of his guitar, he poured every ounce of emotion into the battle. It was like a musical duel, his notes clashing against the dark forces. He revealed a crescendo of sound that resonated with hope, fighting back against the creeping shadows. In that moment, Eli understood something profound about his powers. To protect others, he might have to make the ultimate sacrifice. He wanted to make sure the world could heal, and he realized he could generate a wave of music strong enough to banish the darkness, but it would cost him dearly. In his final moments, Eli played a melody so beautiful that it enveloped the world with a wave of protection. The sounds became a barrier, pushing the darkness away while allowing light and hope to flourish. As the last note hung in the air, Eli felt relief wash over him. His sacrifice would bring solace to many. Now here's the bittersweet part. Eli's guitar went silent, his chest stilled. But his legacy didn't end there. The protective wave he created remained, a reminder of the love and resilience embodied in his music. People would tell stories of Eli's heroic journey blended into legend, inspiring countless others to find their voice and share their heart. What an incredible journey, right? Eli went from feeling lost and waiting to becoming a beacon of hope for so many. His story reminds us that music can heal, connect, and inspire, no matter how tough things get. So what about you? Do you have a way of expressing what's inside you? Whether it's through music, art, or writing, I encourage you to find your voice and share it with the world. If you enjoyed today's tale, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, drawn by the enchanting melodies that not only soothed their sorrows, but also ignited hope. Among them was Mia, a girl whose laughter once filled the air but had faded into silence after a tragedy. Leo, sensing her pain, poured his heart into a song that spoke of resilience, weaving notes that danced around her like a warm embrace. As he strummed the final chord, a radiant light enveloped them both, and Mia's laughter returned, bright and pure. But with great power came great responsibility. Leo soon learned that the sound waves that granted him these abilities also attracted dark entities, creatures that thrived on despair and sought to consume the joy he created. They lurked in the shadows, waiting for moments of weakness. One night, as Leo played for a crowd, the air thickened with dread, and the shadows coalesced into a monstrous figure, intent on stealing his gift. Drawing strength from the love of his fans, Leo faced the creature, channeling his emotions into a crescendo of sound. The battle raged, each note a weapon, each melody a shield. In the climax of their confrontation, Leo unleashed a symphony that resonated with the very essence of hope, banishing the darkness into the void from whence it came. With the threat vanquished, Leo stood before his fans, their faces illuminated by the glow of newfound joy. He realized that his broken heart had become a source of strength, and through his music, he had not only healed others, but had mended himself. In that moment, Leo understood that love, even when it hurts, can create the most beautiful melodies. And so, he played on, a beacon of hope in a world that desperately needed it. In a small town cradled by ancient trees, a young boy named Eli stood by the window, his small hands pressed against the cool glass. Each day, he watched the world outside, the vibrant life bustling on the streets, while his heart ached with the weight of expectation. His father had promised to come home many times, each promise a fragile thread that unraveled with every passing sunset. The boy's hope flickered like a candle in the wind, and with each failed promise, it dimmed a little more. Eli's mother worked tirelessly, her days consumed by the demands of life. She often left him with Grandpa, a man whose laughter echoed like distant thunder, yet whose eyes held the wisdom of ages. Grandpa had seen the world in its splendor and its sorrow, and he tried to fill the void left by Eli's father. "Life is a tapestry, my boy," he would say, "woven with both light and shadow." But Eli could only see the shadows, the emptiness that gnawed at his heart. As the years slipped by, Eli grew taller, but inside, he felt like a child trapped in a man's body. Relationships felt like fragile glass, easily shattered. He longed for connection, but recoiled from the warmth of friendship, fearing it would only lead to more disappointment. The laughter of his peers echoed around him, but he stood apart, a ghost in their vibrant world. One evening, as twilight painted the sky in hues of purple and gold, Eli found himself at the window once more. The air was thick with the scent of impending rain, and the clouds rolled in like a dark tide. He felt an unfamiliar stirring within him, a flicker of defiance igniting against the numbness that had settled over his heart. "I won't wait anymore," he whispered to himself, a declaration against the silence that had become his companion. With a newfound resolve, Eli stepped outside, the cool rain kissing his cheeks. He wandered through the streets, where laughter and joy danced around him like fireflies. He approached a group of children playing, their smiles bright against the gray sky. For a moment, he hesitated, the familiar fear clawing at his throat. But then he remembered Grandpa's words. "Life is a tapestry." Taking a deep breath, Eli joined them, his heart pounding like a drum. As they welcomed him into their game, he felt the warmth of connection seep into his bones. Each laugh, each shared moment, wove a new thread into his tapestry, slowly mending the frayed edges of his spirit. And in that moment, he realized that while his father's absence had carved a hollow space in his heart, it was in the embrace of newfound friendships that he could begin to heal. Eli was no longer just a boy waiting by the window. He was a young man stepping into the world, ready to weave his own story, one filled with light, laughter, and the promise of tomorrow. I'm trying to incorporate the two different half-stories and just make them one. Eli's world revolved around waiting for his dad, who promised to visit but never showed, waiting for his mom to come home from work, exhausted, waiting for something, anything, to change. His grandpa, a wise and kind soul, tried to fill the void. "Life's a tapestry, Eli," he'd say, woven with light and shadow. But Eli saw only shadows. At school, Eli struggled, Teachers labeled him troubled, unable to keep up. His peers' laughter and friendships seemed out of reach. Years passed and Eli grew taller, but inside he felt lost. Relationships felt fragile, like broken glass. He longed for connection but feared disappointment. One fateful evening, a mysterious storm swept through the city. Radioactive sound waves enveloped Eli, transforming his pain into power. He discovered he could heal others through music, weaving melodies that mended broken spirits. Fans flocked to Eli, drawn to his enchanting songs. But with great power came darkness. Shadowy entities, feeding on despair, sought to consume his gift. Eli faced his greatest challenge, harnessing his powers to defeat the darkness. With each note, he poured his heart into the battle. The outcome hung in the balance. Will Eli's music overcome the shadows, or will the darkness silence his song? As the darkness closed in, Eli realized his music was humanity's last hope. The creature's malevolent energy threatened to consume everything. He knew his powers could create a resonant frequency, a vibration strong enough to shield the world. But at what cost? Eli understood that generating such a vibration would require his life force. His final breath would fuel the protective wave, ensuring humanity's survival. In his darkest moment, Eli found clarity. He remembered his childhood longing to ease the world's pain. Now he could achieve that. With resolve, Eli began to play. His guitar sang with an otherworldly beauty, notes weaving a tapestry of light. The vibration grew, spreading beyond the city, across continents, enveloping the globe. As the creatures closed in, Eli's music repelled them, creating a barrier of hope. The world, once on the brink of collapse, began to heal. With each strum, Eli's life force waned. His vision blurred, but his focus remained unwavering. One soul relieved of suffering was all that mattered. In his final moments, Eli saw visions of those he'd helped. Faces lit by smiles, eyes freed from tears. The weight of reality's cruelty was bearable, knowing his sacrifice would bring solace. The vibration reached its zenith. Eli's guitar fell silent, his chest stilled, yet his legacy lived on. The protective wave persisted, a testament to his selfless love. Humanity, redeemed by his sacrifice, began anew. Eli's story became a beacon, inspiring generations. His music, now a legend, whispered hope to those in despair. In the silence, a whisper echoed, one soul relieved. Eli's final refrain resonated through eternity, echoing in songs that inspired humanity. Each note a testament to his courageous heart, a symphony of hope forever to impart. His melodies bridged past and future shore, illuminating paths forevermore. The harmony of his soul, a guiding light, dispelling fears in the dark of night. Through his music, Eli's spirit remained, a beacon of truth, his legacy sustained. His story etched in time, a moral compass true, inspiring generations anew. In every chord, a lesson learned, a hero's heart forever yearned. His songs, a time capsule, holding fast, the essence of love that forever lasts. Eli's symphony of selflessness resonated through the corridors of timelessness, a heroic echo that would never fade, a shining testament to the power of love displayed. This poetic tribute captures the essence of Eli's legacy, where his music and morals continue to inspire and guide humanity. Eli's character embodies the resilience and selflessness that defines your spirit. This is where I left off. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a fantastic world filled with heroes, challenges, and an enchanting city. Join me as we explore the story of Elaviv, also known as 8, and her adventures in the vibrant Synchrono City. Trust me, you don't want to miss this epic tale of justice and light. So, who exactly is this Elaviv? Well, she's not your typical superhero. Elaviv is a true master of serenity and embodies the essence of calmness. She feels a deep connection to something greater, what she refers to as eternity serenity. But don't let that fool you. Being as light can sometimes make her a little sad. It's like carrying all that brightness can be a bit overwhelming. One of her favorite sayings is, "Keep calm, cool, and connected." This mantra is not just a catchy phrase. It's how she approaches each day and every challenge. Imagine navigating through life with such grace and poise, no matter what comes your way. Isn't that something we could all learn from? Now, let's talk about Elaverse Squad, the force field. This isn't just any group of heroes. These folks are the definition of high-energy, everyday heroes. They come together to fight for justice in Synchrono City, and their teamwork is what makes them fantastic. One standout member is Vision, whose real name is Derek Scatter. Derek has a pretty cool power. He can actually separate matter. Whether it's between objects or within forces, he can break things down and keep the balance. With friends like these, Ella V can tackle any challenge that comes her way. Their bond is what makes their mission not just possible, but powerful. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows in Synchrono City. There are plenty of threats lurking around, especially the maleficent entities that bring chaos wherever they go. Among them is an ominous dark force and his gang of bad vibes. Sounds pretty terrifying, right? These guys are determined to disrupt the peace that Ella and her heroes fight so hard to maintain. Just think about it. What happens when darkness rises against light? Ella Vive and her friends have their work cut out for them, keeping the negative forces at bay and protecting their beloved city from harm. As the story unfolds, things are about to take a twisted turn. Ella Vive senses that balance is shifting and dark times might be on the horizon. Although she tries to remain calm and serene, deep down, she knows something big is coming. The tension is mounting. And just when it seems like they can handle it, things will escalate beyond what Ella and the force field ever expected. You can just feel the excitement brewing, right? The stakes are higher than ever, and every moment counts. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. A mysterious young boy is born in Synchrono City. His destiny is still a blank canvas, but you can imagine how crucial his role could be. There are whispers that he may have a significant connection to Ella Vi and the rest of the heroes. Could this boy be the key to unlocking the next chapter in their battle against evil? The suspense is incredible. We're left on the edge of our seats, wondering what's going to happen next. So, to sum it all up, Ella vs. Journey through Synchrono City is filled with friendship, courage, and the constant battle between good and evil. But hold on to your hats, because this story is just getting started. Make sure to stay tuned for the next chapter. The forthcoming book, The Chronicles of Eli, promises to reveal more secrets and surprises that we can't wait to explore together. Don't forget to hit that like button if you're excited for more adventures, and subscribe for updates. See you in the next video. Bye for now.